Hello everyone. Back again with Girl Crime Recaps. In this video, I will recap one of the sexy horror films from 2009, titled Jennifer's Body. Before we get to the storyline, please remember to like and subscribe to our channel. Now sit back, relax and enjoy the movie. One of the prisoners at the prison, Needy, appears in the movie's opening scene. After getting into a fight with a jail guard for unintentionally striking the guard, she is sentenced to solitary imprisonment. The narrative then shifts to Needy's background as she explains how she came to be in this situation. Everything begins in a high school setting. Needy, a dorky and awkward high schooler, is close friends with Jennifer, a stunning and well-liked student. Since they were little children, Needy and Jennifer have been close friends, despite the doubts of many around them, including Needy's boyfriend Chip, as to why they still get along despite no longer sharing any interests in common. They reside in a little community called Devil's Kettle, which takes its name from a menacing waterfall. The village has a swirling hole that nobody knows is the entrance to, and experts have visited the area to explore but have not yet discovered anything. One day, Jennifer approaches Needy and requests that she come along to see an indie band named Low Shoulder perform live. Jennifer says she thinks the lead singer is handsome and wants to approach him tonight. Needy cancels her plans to spend the evening with her boyfriend Chip since she doesn't want her best friend to go alone and offers to accompany Jennifer to the concert. Later that evening, as Needy waits for Jennifer to pick her up so they can see the show, Chip joins her. Given that Needy can haphazardly predict when Jennifer will come to her place, it is clear that the two must share some form of psychic ability. When Chip sees this, he considers it to be quite strange. He then goes downstairs and observes Jennifer and Needy. It is clear from his expression that he disapproves of Jennifer due to the crude way she handles Needy. Soon after, the tavern where the band Low Shoulders is set to perform is reached by Jennifer and Needy. There they pass by their classmate Craig, who adores Jennifer like everybody else in town. They also come across Ahmed, a foreign exchange student from India who goes to their school. Next, Officer Roman, who casually sleeps with Jennifer occasionally, comes up to them and tries hitting on her. However, Jennifer ditches him for Low Shoulders' lead singer, whom she immediately walks up to with Needy by her side. Jennifer then bashfully introduces herself to Nikolai, the lead singer, and offers to buy him a drink. When Jennifer goes to the bar, Needy overhears Nikolai creepily talking to his bandmate about how Jennifer must be a virgin. Realizing Nikolai might be a predator, Needy confronts him and tells him to back off from Jennifer. Needy then tries warning Jennifer about Nikolai, but Jennifer brushes it off and casually remarks about how she is far from being a virgin. The two stop conversing when the band begins to perform. And then, somehow, the building sets on fire in the middle of their performance. Oddly enough, the band seems unfazed by this, even as people panicked and tried to make their way out of the building, getting trampled or burnt to death. Finally, Needy guides a shaken Jennifer out of the building through a window in the restroom and tries to calm her down. Shortly after, Nikolai waltzes over to them, forcing Jennifer to gulp down some whiskey. While Needy pleads for Jennifer to stay, he whisks the bewildered-looking Jennifer away, but Jennifer naively tells her that she will be okay. Instead, she panicked, called her boyfriend Chip when she got home that night, and caught him up on the horrific things she witnessed, including people getting burnt to death and her best friend climbing into a van with a stranger. Chip dislikes Jennifer and tells Needy not to worry about her best friend. Not long after, Needy startles when she hears the doorbell ring and steps downstairs to answer it, but finds no one outside the door when she does. But when she is about to go back upstairs, she hears rustling noises from the kitchen and moves to turn off a dripping sink. But then, Jennifer stands in front of her, covered in blood, with a lewd smile. She then ransacks the fridge and attempts to eat but proceeds to throw up the tar-looking black goo. Needy rushes to the foyer to call for help, but all of a sudden, Jennifer pins her to the wall and begins caressing her. Jennifer then moves to bite her neck until she leaves a mark before she exits the house while police sirens can be heard in the background. On the next day, the school is buzzing with news about how the town's pub burnt to the ground, and only several people manage to make it out, while Needy appears to be deep in thought, thinking about what she witnessed last night. Jennifer then casually walks up to her, looking perfectly normal and disturbingly calm about the fact that people they knew died in the fire last night. Jennifer even acts like she doesn't remember how she stormed into Needy's house the other night and threw up all over the kitchen floor. After class that day, Needy tries telling her boyfriend about the sinister manner of Jennifer's actions last night, but he brushes it off and questions her sanity. On the other side of the school, Jennifer walks up to Craig's best friend, Jonas, grieving because Craig died in the fire the other night. Jennifer then convinces him that Craig told her that she and Jonas would look good together and lures Jonas to follow her into the woods. They end up making out, but oddly enough, the animals in the woods begin to gather around them and proceed to watch them. Jonas then pauses and takes in sight in wonder, but Jennifer remains unfazed and tells him that the animals are waiting for something. And then this happens. Jennifer devilishly devours his flesh while a teacher can hear Jonas screams helplessly. Later that day, Needy is cooking while listening to the radio when she hears the band that she and Jennifer watched. That night, Low Shoulder gained massive followers following the incident and is even considered a national hero by the public for allegedly saving people from the burning building. Meanwhile, the high school teacher comes across Jonas' mangled dead body in the woods. Afterward, police are immediately summoned to the scene, while Jennifer can be seen swimming naked in a lake nearby, looking fully relaxed and content. That night, Jennifer calls her best friend, Needy, to inform her that she's feeling incredible right now and Needy should stop grieving for the people who died in the fire because people die all the time. However, Needy eventually has to hang up because her boyfriend is calling her. During the call, he tells her that Jonas, who happens to be his neighbor, is dead. Hearing this, she rushes to see him and comfort him, and during this time, Chip elaborates how apparently, Jonas' body was found completely ripped apart in the woods. In the following days, the entire town is grieving many lives they lost in such a short time, except for Jennifer, who seems to be thriving more than ever. The news about the recent incidents in the town made it to national news, and the band Low Shoulder is gaining more and more recognition and fame. Regardless, the town folks try to move on with their lives. A month later, Jennifer appears to look pale and unwell during class. After the course ends, a guy named Colin walks up to them and shyly asks Jennifer out, but she coldly tells him off. Needy, however, voices that she thinks Colin is excellent and kind, which prompts Jennifer to change her mind and invite him over to her place tonight. Needy's boyfriend Chip then shows up, and Needy protectively kisses him because she's scared that Jennifer might flirt with him. That night, Needy and Chip decide to have sex for the first time, while at the same time, the sweet Colin drives up to the address Jennifer texted him. Oddly, he arrives in front of an empty house. Curious, he climbs in anyway. He finds Jennifer on the second floor, creepily staring at him. At this moment, Colin realizes this isn't Jennifer's house. Jennifer then begins to seduce him, but at some point, this happens, Colin gets scared, and she proceeds to twist his arm, injuring him. Then, just like she did to Jonas, she mauls him and eats his flesh. At the same time, Needy sees a strange vision of the ceiling bleeding and a zombie-looking Jonas and Jennifer on the other side of the room. Needy freaks out, gets dressed and drives away from Chip's house. But on the way, she sees Jennifer and swerves her car away upon seeing her. She then stops moving for a moment, but a feral-looking Jennifer lands on top of the windshield, scaring Needy and making her go away in panic. Needy returns home and begins to cry, extremely scared and questioning her reality. Once she calms down, she returns to her bedroom to sleep but finds Jennifer looking calm and chipper. She tenderly kisses Needy, and the two end up making out for a while until Needy pulls away and demands Jennifer to explain what's going on. This is when Jennifer casually tells her what happened that night after she climbed into Low Shoulder's van. Realizing that the truck was driving into the woods, Jennifer started to get scared. Afraid they might force their way with her, she tried to convince the band that she was a virgin and knew nothing about sex. The van suddenly stopped in the center of some trees, and the bandmates forcibly dragged her by the infamous waterfall and tied her up as they prepared to commence a satanic ritual that supposedly would make them famous. Nikolai, the lead singer, proceeds to read a satanic mantra before stabbing her in the chest with a sharp blade, which kills her. Nikolai then dumped the knife into the swirly hole to get rid of the evidence. In the present, Jennifer tells Needy that she doesn't remember much about what happened after, except that she returned to life and found herself walking towards Needy's house. She also felt a craving for human flesh, but she couldn't bring herself to kill Needy because she loved her, so she decided to run away. At some point during that night, Jennifer came across Ahmed, the foreign exchange student who survived the fire and ended up killing and eating him instead. She also explains that when she is complete, she is invincible. She proves this by cutting herself and showing how the wound instantly heals. But, on the contrary, she gets frail when she is hungry. Needy, overwhelmed by all this information, tells Jennifer to go, and Jennifer reluctantly makes her way out the window. The next day, Needy attends Colin's funeral and silently realizes that she saw Jennifer covered in blood last night because she had just killed Colin. Needy heads to the library later that day, and for days to come, she spends her time researching demons and the occult, trying to find some explanation regarding what Jennifer has become. Finally, she tries to present her findings to her boyfriend, Chip, claiming that according to the books, one may perform a ritual to achieve fame by sacrificing a virgin. However, when the sacrifice is not a virgin, the ritual performer would still obtain fame, but the gift would come back to life with a demon's soul stuck inside her, and she would be forced to consume human flesh to stay alive. Chip, however, finds all this crazy and still doesn't believe her. The school dance is coming up, and Needy tries to convince Chip not to go for safety reasons, but he still insists on going. Alas, Needy has no choice but to attend as well. The day of the dance finally arrives, and before Chip leaves for the night, his mother hands him some pepper spray to protect himself. Right around this time, we see Jennifer looking all pale again, signifying that she must be starving. Needy arrives at the dance first and waits for Chip to get there, while on the other side of the story, we see Chip walking alone right when Jennifer suspiciously walks up to him. Jennifer begins spouting lies about how Needy used to cheat on him with Colin, and so Chip needs to come with Jennifer now, so they can hook up to get back at Needy. At the school dance, Low Shoulder makes an appearance. Needy makes a sour look as the band begins to perform. But, back to Jennifer, she and Chip are now making out by a tree, and with her random psychic skills, Needy can sense that something is going down. Therefore she bolts outside and somehow instantly knows where to go. Jennifer brings Chip inside an abandoned swimming pool while Needy dramatically runs to their location with her psychic GPS. Jennifer tries to kiss Chip again when Chip changes his mind because he loves Needy too much to cheat on her. Hearing his reluctance, Jennifer throws Chip into the pool and proceeds to attack him. Just in time, Needy arrives. Seeing her boyfriend in trouble, Needy jumps into the pool and pulls Jennifer away. Chip then hands her the pepper spray, and Needy uses it against Jennifer. Furious, Jennifer throws up some black goo and hovers over the water while Needy helps Chip get off the pool. Needy then confronts Jennifer and proceeds to ask why she has to go after Chip out of anyone, but Jennifer deflects and refuses to give a conclusive answer. Chip then stabs Jennifer in the gut with a metal bar before falling as Jennifer stomps her closer. Jennifer looks at Needy with a sullen look and walks away after taking the metal bar out. Needy moves to kneel next to Chip as he bleeds to death. Meanwhile, Jennifer returns home, looking pale, weak, and broken-hearted. This is when Needy suddenly breaks in through the window and attacks her for killing Chip. Jennifer bites her on the throat before letting go again, and up next, Needy pulls out a box cutter and cuts an X mark over her abdomen. Then, Needy takes the friendship necklace off Jennifer's neck, catching her off guard just long enough for Needy to stab her right in the heart, both physically and figuratively. Jennifer hovers them over the bed using her demon power, and the two struggle. And that is precisely how Needy ends up in prison. We then return to the present day, where Needy is locked up in solitary confinement. As it turns out, because Jennifer bit her, she has some demon powers. She uses it to levitate and break her way out of prison. She randomly comes across the knife that Nikolai, the lead singer, used to kill Jennifer and picks it up. Needy then hitches a ride with a stranger to attend Low Shoulder's concert. After Low Shoulder's massive show ends, we learn that the entire band gets murdered that night, signifying that it was Needy who did it. The film ends with Needy walking out of a hotel room through the security footage. You guys are fantastic if you have seen this far in the video. Thanks for watching. If our girl crime recaps amuse you, please remember to ring the notification bell and the subscribe button. Thank you.